Good Monday morning and welcome to Kramer's Corner with a daily technical update. It is the 5th of May. This video is an educational video. There's no advice or recommendation intended whatsoever. Today we'll start with Nvidia that once again Friday tested the resistance here at 115.10. Got rejected for now at least. Let's see what it will do today. I can say that here in the aftermarket Friday it traded a little bit lower and the RSI also still below 60 threshold, so that will be key levels towards the next few days. Tesla also once again rejected at 291.85, actually spiked a little bit above, tested the previous little spike up there. Let's see if it was almost on the pip on the cent to 294.86. 294.78, just a few cents below that previous little peak there. So still struggling. So that will be key to break or be rejected finally. On the indices, we have S&P 500 that had a very good day Friday, 1.5% higher, testing the resistance here at 5,695. We get the RSI also testing the 60 threshold, didn't close above. I think we will see a setback here the next few days. We also have still the 55 moving average tracking it lower, and I can tell her pre-market we are down a little bit, so I think we'll see a little bit of a setback. Also here RSI here on the S&P 500 CFD/future, I think we'll see a little bit of a setback. The Nasdaq 100 200 moving average touched it Friday. RSI actually did close above a 60 threshold, as we can see here. Let's just highlight that even more. You see that actually did close above 60 threshold, so that indicates we could see higher levels, but sometimes we do see divergence between the Nasdaq and the S&P 500, so let's see which one will win this time. Usually it is S&P 500, but it is not. It is up in the air. Resistance there 20,292, that will be key. But I think we'll see a little bit of setback. We can also see here pre-market we are down a bit, 0.7% for now. Resistance here 20,230, 2,321. Sorry. Resistance there also being rejected at 200, but RSI in a bullish or in positive sentiment indicate we could see higher levels, but I think we'll see a little bit of setback here at least the next few days. We have the Dow Jones index that touched the upper part of the gap area here, resistance at 41,383. That'll be key here the next few days towards, and pre-market we can see we are setting back a little bit, so I think we will see a little bit of a minor correction at least. Seng was easy, it's closed today, so let's have a look at the CFD/future, testing the 61.8 retracement at 22,678, and just below the 55 moving average, RSI just below 60 threshold, so a little bit of resistance here, to be honest. We can look at the cash index again. Yeah, we have some resistance here just below the 61.8 retracement at 22,638. That is likely to be tested when once the market opens again. In the European session, we have EUROSTOXX 50. It's hard to see, but it's actually right there just below the 55 moving average. The RSI closed just below the 60 threshold Friday, so also here I think we'll see a little bit of a setback. Here we have the CFD just below the 786 retracement at 5,310, and then we have a setback. So expect a little bit of a setback, possibly down to 5,200, maybe a little bit lower. DAX very strong this morning, ended Friday and ended the last week really on a strong note. We had the RSI to close above 60 threshold, meaning we're in a positive sentiment. We closed above the cloud. We could in the near future test previous all-time highs. Really strong move indeed, but also here expect a little bit of a setback, but we are still in a bullish trend and could push towards the previous peak. Euro dollar still just above the 38.2 retracement, the 21 moving average giving some support there, could turn around, so keep an eye on this level here at 112.40. That would be crucial. Cable sterling dollar tested this morning, minor support at 132.34. Could bounce off, could also take it out. If it takes it out, then I think we actually see a sell-off down, possibly all the way down to 130, because then we get into this fast area here, and we then have a bit of a top and reversal in place. So that level here is key. If it takes out the low today, well, then expect it at drop to that level. The euro sterling that has bounced off the 61.8 retracement at 84.77. Could resume uptrend, but it's still up in there. We have some strong support here. If it takes out 84.75, 84.50, well, then I think we'll see a sell-off down to around 84. And the dollar yen rejected at 50% retracement, which is quite unusual. It only hits 50%, but I actually have seen it in yen pairs lately. Usually it is around 61.8 or 786, but it got rejected here at 145.55, just a little bit above. If it takes out the peak from Friday at 145.93, well, then I think we'll see a push up to 146.88, possibly all the way up to 148.65. But it could also resume downtrend. Still negative sentiment on the RSI, no divergence, so keep an eye if it starts sliding lower in this region here. Then I think we'll see the downtrend to resume, but for now we have a good correction. Here we have the euro yen still below the 165. It actually did get above 164, so we are in a very not strong but a very fragile bullish trend. You can see higher high, higher low, higher high. Can it push higher towards 165 and above? Positive sentiment on the RSI tells us it should do it. You can see all the moving average starts to turning around, 55 already, rising, 100 also. So I think we'll see euro yen pushing higher here in the near future. We have Aussie yen that actually touched the upper falling trend line and the 786 retracement, 93.67. That could be it. The RSI currently testing 60 threshold. I think we'll see a little bit of a setback, but if it RSI closes above 60 threshold, and if Aussie yen closes above the falling trend line, well, then there could be further upside potential towards 95, 95, 75. Otherwise, I do think we'll see it sliding back a little bit here the next few days. Sterling yen rejected at the 786 retracement at 193.5, and then it got set back. Let's just move this a little bit so we can see, and could be set back. And let's see here, actually the RSI closed above 60 threshold, so it does tell us there could be potential higher. If it takes out the peak from Friday, 193.75, well, then we could see a move up to 196 level, because then the uptrend will resume. But the declining moving average is dragging a little bit. As long as it stays above 189.90, then we are in a bullish mode. Moving on to Aussie dollar, that is now finally pushing higher. I expected for quite some time. We did talk about it, and we can see it pushed now above the 200 moving average, the minor resistance there at 64.50. Expect a bullish move up to 65.5, 65.70 in the coming days and week. If it moves back below 63.40, then this bullish picture has been demolished. Excuse me. Dollar Canada forming this falling wedge-like pattern here that it needs to break out of. If it breaks above the upper falling trend line, and especially above 139, then I think we'll see a push higher towards 140, where we have the 200 moving average that will give a little bit of resistance. Could spike a little bit higher. We could actually spike a little bit higher towards 140 and a quarter. But we are still in a bearish trend, could push lower towards 137. The sterling Canada actually opened this morning below the support, but is now trading back above at 183.15. So that will be key here to watch. Will it take out the lows from today? Will it slide back further low? And then I think we'll see a push below 182. Or will it keep bouncing? I believe in the latter, but there is still negative sentiment on the RSI, so that will be key to watch in the next few days. So keep out, watch out what will happen towards the end of the day and the next few days. Will it take out the lows from today or not? Euro-Swiss bounced from the 61.8 retracement just above 93. Could still take it out. So if it takes out the lows from today, and I think we'll see a push down to 92.60. 70 level, possibly lower, resuming downtrend. Strong overhead resistance in the form of the 55 moving average coming down. We have the 100, we also have the 200 coming down there. So there's really some overhead resistance that could be a bit of a struggle. We also in a negative sentiment. There's no divergence indicating Euro-Swiss is likely to move lower. Dollar Swiss is still sideways below 83.35. You can see now it was up there almost to the 38.2 retracement. Then it touched it here on 1st of May. So that will be key resistance to watch out for. If it breaks above, well, then we can see a push towards 84.5, possibly all the way up to 85.40. The dollar index, more or less the same picture. Resistance here. We have this gap area here, 100.32, 100.74. That should be observed. If it closes above that, well, then we are looking at 101.80, possibly higher. Otherwise, it could slide lower in the coming week. So that will be key to watch. We can also draw a horizontal line here. If it takes out 98.68, downtrend has resumed for sure. And then we are likely in for lower levels towards 97. Gold still holding on above 3,200. Dipped almost a touch here late last week, but it's bouncing a little bit still. But we have lower low there, lower high, and lower low. So we have a correction going on that could take it down to 3,165. Will it do it or not? That is the key question at the moment. However, look at the weekly. We actually did get a top and reversal in place. We have the shooting star there, and we had a bearish candle last week. So bullish, indecisive, and the bearish candle. So that's a top and reversal pattern in place that could suggest that we are in for a larger correction in gold. But let's see, if it takes out 3,371 to the upside, then uptrend is set to resume. So that is something to watch out for. Silver that actually closed below the minor support here, but still in the cloud and still above $32. Will it resume uptrend or will it push lower? If it takes out that spike down there at 31.67, then I think we'll see it pushing below 31. But for now, it's still holding on in a fairly fragile bullish mode. We have copper that dipped down to the 100 moving average, but closed above 38.2 retracement at 460.5. Can it push back higher? Still negative sentiment on the RSI. The RSI still needs to close above 60 threshold to really confirm bullish trend has resumed, with a push above 500 to likely to follow. But let's see about that. Crude oil, well, open lower today here. WTI just a few cents above the previous lows here at 55.12. And has bounced in the early session. Let's see if it can keep doing that. But if it takes out the lows there, well, then we are looking at lower levels below 55 towards 51.5 support. The Brent crude oil, same picture really. Just a few cents above the lows there from April, and has bounced. If it can close the gap up to these closing prices here, well, then there could be further bouncing at play. But if it takes out the lows at 58.40, well, then we are looking at 54.5 support. The Euro nat gas, TTF gas, still bouncing a little bit from the 32 euros level here. So I think we could keep bouncing a little bit further, and let's just get a better view of it. We have the downtrend since here that could give us something, but for now it seems like market is not really interested in European nat gas. If it takes out 31.30, well then we are looking at 30 euro level. The Henry Hub gas, on the other hand, pushed higher Friday with a very strong move and is currently testing the 61.8 retracement at 3.72. I think we will see a little bit of a setback. We also have the RSI struggling with the 60 threshold, so I think we will have a little bit of a setback down to 3.5, maybe 3.40. Yields and US 10-year Treasury yields that bounced off just above the 61.8 retracement here and has now bounced back higher above 4.30. The 55 moving average is trying to drag it lower, so there's a little bit of a tug of war at the moment. So we have this correction here, but if we see the yields pushing above the 443 level, then uptrend has resumed. If it takes out the lows here from at 412, I expect to push down to 4%. So we are a little bit of a limbo at the moment, but as we can see, we had a lower low there, lower high, lower low. Will we get a lower high and then a push lower, or is this just A, B, C correction and then we have a next move higher? That'll be key to watch here the next few days and weeks. But for now, I actually think we'll be caught here around the 430 for a little while. The 2-year also strong bounce from the 786 retracement at 350 and strong bounce here. Still negative sentiment on the RSI, but there is divergence indicating we could see a push higher. But we have the 55, the 100, and the 200 moving average coming down here. Kind of put a lid on it. So the upside potential is quite limited for the very short yields in US. The Euro 10-year bounced from 243, 244 support here, and could bounce towards the 55 moving average and the 38.2 retracement at 262. I think we'll see that in the next few days. If it takes out 243, well, then we're looking at 235 and possibly a little bit lower. The UK yields also bounced this morning here, and I think we'll see at 456 fairly shortly, possibly up to 465. Bitcoin, well, touched 98,000, could get all the way up to 100, could still do it. We are in a bullish trend as long as we stay above 91,685, but a little bit of a setback is expected. But so let's see if it takes out 98, then I think we'll also see a touch 100. Ethereum still dancing sideways. Really not much to say there. So keep focused on Bitcoin for the moment if you are into cryptocurrency. All right, that's all for today. Have a nice day and talk to you again tomorrow.